Hey everybody, it's Dina Rico with the Creativity Cave, and look at this beautiful card that I have to share with you today. I love this card because it's so easy and it uses a set that's a Christmas set, but definitely for a not Christmas occasion. And I think that you are going to love when you see a couple tricks and tips that I have to go with this. Now, the Winter Woods stamp set comes in a bundle, and that bundle has all of these awesome framelits in it, plus one more, and that is one I'm going to use to create a little hill on my card. And I think you're going to like that particular piece, because who has not wanted a snowy or even a not snowy hill on their card before? But it's so hard to cut a nice curve line free-handed or whatnot. So this is a perfect for that. So it's called an edgelet because it just cuts the edge. You can see it doesn't cut anything else beyond that. So anyway, let me show you how I put this together, because like I said, it's really easy. And it also features one of my favorites, which is the First Frost printed paper. Okay, I'm going to start with a half a sheet of gray granite, which by the way has quickly become one of my favorite colors. I really like this. It's a great neutral color and it goes with so many other colors, which is kind of fun. I wasn't sure about it when it first came out, but I'm really liking it. Anyway, I've got my card base in gray granite. Then I'm going to take a piece of Whisper White cardstock. And by the way, all the dimensions and photos and everything are on my blog. There's a link right under here in the description of my video. And while you're there, click on subscribe. I'd love to have you join me for all of my videos when they come out. All right, so I'm going to take my gray granite ink pad and ink this up with gray granite ink. And then we're just going to stamp it towards the top so that there's some room for our little snowy hill to be placed there. Oh, so pretty. Look at those trees. Aren't they amazing? And they come out great every time, which I love. Okay, now I've got my little piece here, and I just cut this out of a scrap of cardstock I had. I'm going to snip the ends off, but they're going to be longer than I need for this piece, which is just fine. So what I can do with that is kind of decide where I want my hill to be, and then I will cover the rest up with my printed paper. Okay, so, and I could even flip it so it would be like this and have my hill coming down on that side. So it's completely up to you. I kind of like this actually. So I'm going to go with this. And so I'll adhere this piece to my paper. Now, if you haven't seen, Fast Fuse refills are in the online store. If you are a user of Fast Fuse, it got discontinued last year, but they got an extra shipment of it in, and you can get some. It's while supplies last. So if you're into it, check it out. I'll have the link for all the stuff I use in this description also, so you can see that. It's a great deal right now. Okay, now I've got my little hill on here, but I want to add my sentiment, and that actually comes right out of the stamp set, Thinking of You This Season. So rather than add the season, I'm just going to put Thinking of You. Now to do that, the easiest way is to just take a Post-it note, cover that part up with my Post-it, and then we're going to ink my stamp up with some Blackberry Bliss ink. This is such a pretty color of ink. I'll just remove this. That's an important step, by the way. You don't want to stamp it with that down. Trust me, I have the experience to back that claim up. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp this at the bottom, Thinking of You. Isn't that nice? So I think this is such a good card. This would be a really nice sympathy card. For the winter season, that would be perfect to send to somebody too. Now I cut a little, this is actually a 7/8 inch strip, and don't ask me why it's 7/8. It's just a strip that I had sitting in my package of cardstock, but that's how big it was. This is, like I said, from the First Frost set of DSP. This is like the most gorgeous printed paper we've ever had. It is so beautiful. I love this paper. And it goes with the First Frost stamp set. And actually, did I just call it First Frost because it's frosted flowers, I think, or frosted floral is what it's actually called. But it's so beautiful. So I've just got this little piece. I'm going to adhere it to the side of my card. And do you want to know why I'm adhering this to the side of my card? Because I think you might like this little story. When I first cut the paper for this, it was, I didn't know how wide to cut it, so I just grabbed this piece of Whisper White. And then when I stamped the trees, I was like, oh, there's all this leftover space. We got to do something with it. So I thought, ooh, we could add some printed paper to it. And that's where the idea came from. Okay, now this looked unfinished to me, so I thought I'd add a little bit to kind of tie it all together, literally. So I've got some ribbon. This is the Fresh Fig 1/8 inch sheer ribbon. And what I love about this is while it's Fresh Fig, it totally goes with this blackberry, which is kind of nice. So even though some of our colors aren't necessarily the same name, oftentimes they will kind of work with several other colors of ink and paper. So that makes them really versatile. And I just did a horrible job of tying this, so let's see if I can do it better. Do you guys ever do that? I hate when I tie a knot and it's not tight enough to stay on the card. And now I'm struggling because with my stupid fingernails, I have a hard time getting it undone. I love getting my manicured nails, but I really miss my, these are my natural finger nails, but I do the dip manicure, and it protects my nails, but it also keeps me from being able to pick up stuff and tie stuff. Ugh, that part I hate. And I also could really use like someone else's finger to do this. Don't you hate that? I don't know. I had no problem tying it on my sample, but for some reason I'm all struggling today. Okay, I think I might have it. Come on, Dina. Seriously, have you ever struggled so much to tie a knot? I suppose cutting my ribbon just a little longer would have been helpful. I'm getting ready to throw this across. And there it is again. Okay, we're just going to start over. It's not worth it. Cut a longer piece, Dina. Okay, this is ridiculously long. I generally speaking am kind of a conservationalist when it comes to ribbon. I don't like wasting it, but I got to be able to tie my bow nice and tight for you guys. Okay. I think we're going to be able to do it here. I just have this feeling it's going to happen for me. Do you guys, oh my gosh, seriously. How is this possible? Do you guys ever struggle with this? Seriously, let's see. Third time's a charm, right? I will, by the way, go back and untie those and reuse them because it would kill me to just throw that ribbon away. But for the sake of my video and the fact that I really don't edit my videos much, you're going to see that the third time is finally the charm. And oh, look at that. It's so tight. I got to work it back. Oh, goodness gracious. I've never experienced such pain in cutting or tying a ribbon. In just a knot even. It wasn't even a bow. The struggle is real. It's not that hard, I swear. But it really does help when you cut your piece long enough. Okay, so doesn't that look nice? It was worth the extra effort. All right, let's get that adhered. I just cut a piece of gray granite cardstock, just a smidgen larger than my white panel, so that I could mount it to that. And then I'm going to pop this up on my card. I think this really helps finish off the look of your cards. So that's why I really like doing that extra layer. You might think, well, you know, you hardly even see it, but I really do think that it adds a nice look to your card. Now I'm going to take and pop this up with dimensionals because it really isn't a card unless there's a layer popped up. That's just my own little thing. And then you have just a beautiful card. Now you could do this with lots of different colors. You could do a watercolor background, whatever you want. There's one more little thing I'm going to do though, and I think this is a great thing too. I'm going to add some clear Wink of Stella over just the trees themselves. I thought about doing it on, whoa, I just squeezed out a lot of clear Wink of Stella. Gosh. Because nothing else could go wrong in this, right? Okay, so there's my excessive amount of clear Wink of Stella. This should dry okay. I think we'll be all right. But I've got some shimmery trees on here, and that will really make my card look fantastic. So can you see that shimmer on there? Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you got at least a little giggle out of my knot tying issues. But if there's any of the supplies that you would like to purchase for this, please shop my online store. It helps me bring more awesome videos just like this to you each week. And I just love stamping with you guys. Have an awesome day, and we'll see you soon. Bye.